All right, I am live again today. My goal today, all day, has been to kind of complete this comic page, which I will show you right now. This one, we're gonna finish the flat colors. So everything that's magenta on this page, which is page 67 of Not Death But Love: The Strange Supernatural Story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning, a graphic novel that I'm working on, written by Lavender Roman, and illustrated by me and due this year. So I need to crank through like 230 pages, and I'm on page 67. And I need to finish this before I go to bed tonight. So I took a little nap, which is good, like a little power nap to get some extra juice to kind of slam through the rest of the flats on this page, which aren't too bad. Like all I need to do is basically the little backgrounds. And I also plan on playing a game of Risk. Who am I? Before we kind of get into the content and the stream, I am a freelance illustrator, a graphic designer, and a full-time art director. And I've been doing graphic design and illustration for over 20 years, and I have done art direction for over 6. And when I'm not art directing and doing other stuff like that, I'm working on graphic novels, like the 2 that I've released that I wrote and illustrated. 2 Stories, which is my graphic novel about faith and mental illness, and I'll be playing trailers for that probably on this stream. So you can find out more about that. But if you're curious about my work, definitely pick up a copy of 2 Stories. You can get it online at pretty much any online book retailer, but Amazon's always a good go-to for that. And then Jacob's Apartment, which you can get at bookstores everywhere. You can ask a bookstore to order it through Diamond, or you can ask your local library to stock it and carry that book. It's a slice of life doomed romance in the vein of Ghost World. If you put it in a blender with Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind, it's like a little snapshot of life and young love. So it's a short tale that talks about losing a family member to cancer, and kind of figuring out your identity as a young human on this earth. So those are my 2 books. I'll be playing trailers for both probably throughout the stream. It's pretty slow tonight, which I expect. It's Sunday night at 10 p.m. I won't be surprised if no one shows up. I won't be surprised if a lot of people show up, because notoriously on this channel there has been a group of people who show up pretty late at night, called the Night Gang. But we'll see if anybody from the Night Gang shows up. Before I get into comics, because I've been working all day, I'm going to play a game of Risk. I played one this morning, and I'm going to play one now, and then I'm going to color the rest of my page. So we're going to start with Risk. So the one thing I have to do that I'm kind of learning from this setup is I need to put on my scrolling banner, which I need to find. It is here somewhere. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to put on that scrolling banner. I'm going to take off the banner that my friend Corey Kerr always makes fun of me for, that's down here, because it's huge, so that you can see more of the Risk screen. And then we're going to play Risk. I just became a master on Gary Hodges' stream today, and so you'll see that. See, it says master, and that is my username, Jordan the Snooty. Because you don't get to pick custom usernames, at least on the mobile. And I thought, out of the pre-made names, they want it to be family friendly. I thought of the free-made names that you had to pick from, which were like 7. This was the only one that was somewhat funny. And I thought, hey, if you get beat by a guy named Jordan the Snooty, that would be pretty hilarious. I also need to move. I'm going to move my head over here, so I'm not like blocking the screen. And then we're going to get into it. We're going to play a round of Risk, World Domination. the FFA, which is like global ranking. And we'll see if I can retain my master status. I might actually lose it on this stream, like lose being a master. I might go back to being an expert, which would be a bummer, but we're going to find out. I'm not going to play it safe. The best way, from what I've heard from other grandmasters and masters in Risk, the best way to kind of retain your title is to only fight other masters or other grandmasters. And that would be cool. The only problem is there's barely ever games where it's only grandmasters. So I'm going to look for a game real quick, and we'll see if there's another game out there where it's only grandmasters or masters, but which I don't even think you can filter for. I might need to just do experts and up. If I can find a game like that that has like 6 or more people, cool. If not, we're just going to hop in a game with whoever and possibly lose my title, which is fine. This is a fun thing I do between art. So it is not like the center of my identity, but it is something I enjoy. And eventually I would like to be a grandmaster at this. So we'll see how that goes. And if you're watching and you want to chime in on the chats, obviously I'm going to be doing art and comic stuff a little bit later, but we're going to do this. So if you're watching along and you, especially if you know Risk really well and making a lot of missteps, make fun of me in the chats. Yeah, Corey said, yeah, Risk streaming. Yeah, I'm going to start doing this a little more because I like this game and I'm learning some stuff about the tactics. I'm not perfect at it. I've definitely gotten the floor swept with me before on this game, and it could happen again. But I've learned some strategies that have gotten me to be a master at it so far. We'll see if I can keep that title and keep my head, because half of the game of Risk is kind of keeping your cool, staying very unemotional, and making really calculated, smart decisions. And then Thomas Adams said, world domination before relaxing art? Yes, that's what we're doing today. So I was doing this. I've been doing this for about a month or two off stream. And since I started streaming again, I just realized, like, hey, there might be people who'd actually want to see me play this, because I would be playing this off stream, before getting back into art as like a palate cleanser. So here we go. Let's find a battle. First, I'll set my filters to minimum rank of master, and we'll see if anything's there. I sincerely doubt it, because I'm looking for classic fixed. I'm not looking for any of this fancy stuff. The thing I really want to get good at is classic fixed, like the original classic Risk stuff. I don't want to do the crazy maps. I don't want to do, all this extra settings with like portals and fog. Like, those can be fun. But for me, what I really want to get good at is classic fixed. So that's what I'm looking for. We'll see if there's any games. Yep. That's why you can't play it safe. If you play it safe, you don't play. So no games are there. And if I make one, it'll sit there and you'll see somebody join in and then leave, because it's not going to fill up 6 people. So we're going to have to play it a little more dangerous. Let's see if we can find expert. Nope. A little more dangerous. Intermediate. Nope. Now we're just going to go, we're going to go all. And now we got some games. Okay, so we got some games. We're looking for classic fixed. And we're going to dominate some world. Okay, I'm just going to join this game. We'll see if we can get 6 players in. I'm in on it. Oh, never mind. They're botting. Don't like games with bots. Okay. So that guy was adding a robot into the equation. I want to play with humans. Now, sometimes you end up stuck playing a robot anyway, even if it's all people, because somebody dodges out or loses their connection. But it looks like we have a full crowd. We got 6 players. I hope I picked the right thing. Sometimes I've accidentally done that and ended up in like Capital Conquest. We're ready. And now we're playing Risk, guys. And I'll walk through what I'm thinking as I'm going, and I hope I get good board placement. Yep, computer's taking over for a player already. Crap. That's a bot. Bots are really boring to play against. All right, so red is a robot. I don't like that red is a robot, and he's got a 5 right next to my 5 in Australia. I'm also the last player. So what I'm going to do that I've heard is like a tip that I've heard from almost everyone. When alliances are on this game, you want to try to get alliances. Like I can't ally with the robot, but I want to try to make alliances with anyone who will make an alliance with me. Because if you're in 6th position on this game, you are in a really bad spot because people can carve at you. So right now I have 20 troops, which is good. That's not going to last. Like right now I'm going to lose 3 troops. Yeah, so white just took Australia. Handily took Australia too. I don't think blue breaks Australia. That would be insane. I have seen it happen because everybody goes crazy for Australia. I don't think blue breaks Australia. Okay, we got yellow. Yellow is going for Europe. That's good news. But blue is going to go for Africa, I'm guessing. Red might go for, red's definitely got a solid South America. Red has probably the best placement in this game. It's kind of their game to lose at this point. Oh, they might lose. That was bold. Okay. My goal here is to survive because I have really bad placement. I'm in 6th position. I'm not seeing a continent I can take unless blue does something stupid. Like take a 3. Yes. That was a dumb move, blue. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turtle up. I'm going to hover a little bit close to blue because they're not a super good player, clearly. White is saying we're allies. That's good. I've got an ally. I want allies. I don't want to get in anyone's way at this point. That's my goal. So I need to buffer up like I got a 10 here. I could break through that 3 and consolidate on 14. It's going to make Australia think I'm vying for Australia, but I think that's my best move right now. So we're going to go ahead and consolidate. Ooh, and I had really bad rolls. So that might have been a mistake. But I kind of like that blue seems like a really bad player. So we'll see. Yellow is in a really good position to just take out my 8 right now. But right now I'm going to play a turtle strategy game. So green is kind of confusing, but I think green is trying to take America. They're kind of trying to put their claim, like that's what happens at this point in the game. Everyone is kind of putting their spots and trying to claim a territory. And unfortunately, because of the way this was dealt to me, sometimes, especially if you're in 6th position, you end up with a territory like the game is kind of suggesting that I should be vying for taking over Asia, which is a fool's errand. You never take Asia. Asia is the death of any army on this game. Adam said, "Hey Josh, how's it going, Adam? I'm just playing a quick game of Risk before I finish coloring page 67, which may not be a quick game. Sometimes these games go really long. I'm playing with okay players. I want to be kind of near blue because I feel like blue does not know what they are doing. And I want to be in position. I might back off a little bit so they don't know that I might be trying to be in position to take their territory. Although Africa's not a sexy territory, though. So we might just kind of hover up in Asia and kind of build our troops if we survive. Yeah, Thomas Adams is not kidding. That joke about never fighting a land war in Asia, don't forget that when you're playing Risk. Like, you try to take Asia, man. I've had it happen once where I was playing with really bad players that were so bad that they let me take all of Asia from Australia, which was insane. Sometimes players who don't know how to play Australia right will do this. I think Red is the most competent player, although moving that 4 out and honestly attacking with that 2 and doing that's kind of stupid. They're moving a little too fast and too aggressive. Oh, they're the bot. That's why. The reason playing with bots kind of sucks is bots are way too aggressive. And they don't play Risk like a pro. They play it like a lunatic. But the robot's in a really good position. If that was a human player, they might win this game because when you're in South America, you want troops up in where his 5 is, so that without offending your neighbors, you can take cards because you get a card for every territory you take. I'm just going to move my 11 up. And actually, wait, before I move my 11, I'm going to see if my 2 gets anything because that 2's dead anyway. So yeah, okay, that's cool. I got a card, so I don't have to move anywhere. I'm going to just go kind of chill here. I got my card. I think my new plan, although Blue's such a bad player, I like being where I am. But I think my new plan is going to be, assuming that Yellow doesn't just annihilate me, because Yellow might not be happy about having this 11 right next to his 9. Like, Yellow might be thinking, like, this guy's trying to take England, and very well might take me out. So this might be a very short game. But given that doesn't happen, what I want to do is eventually work my way up and into the top of Asia and just kind of turtle up, build up my troops, and then wait for the weakest player as they kill all each other, and then kind of swoop in and murder them. But again, that's going to require me to be able to grow. Maybe Yellow gets frustrated and suicides me. Yellow right now, I don't think they're going to attack my 11, but they are pissed. Yeah, see? Yellow's trying to move their 3 in. They're like, Black, get out of my territory. That's what they're trying to say. And I don't want to be in their territory, but I also don't want to run into that 3 when I'm this weak of a player at this point. Okay, so Red the bot is just killing it. Like, taking territory, just super aggressive. Again, that's a dumb move, but it's a bot, right? It's a bot that just does, it's like an attack bot. So the bot just lost South America by being too gung-ho. Like Blue, if they're any bit smart, oh my gosh, they're not. I wish I could hang next to Blue and just murder them when I'm able, because they're not a good player. But I'm going to get out of Blue's way, and I want to force... oh, cool. Yellow made allies with me. I appreciate that. Good. So we got 2 allies now. You'll see the little hands. So my allies right now are white and yellow. Those are my 2 allies. So I'm just moving my 13 up there, and it says attack white. Like Yellow is a really good ally there. I at an 11 should hit a 15. That's what they're telling me to do. They really want the best for me. They don't want me to die at all. Now, I'm in a dangerous territory here, guys. I'm playing it a little risky. I won't be surprised if I get completely murdered on the next turn. Because I'm not that spread out. I think that white has 3 cards. So if they have a 10, they could potentially... Oh, I should say end turn. Oh my gosh, the board's going to hate me for making them wait. So white, if they have 10 to cash in, they might be interested in potentially just taking my cards and wiping me out. Now that wouldn't be the smartest move because it's gonna cost them a lot of troops to get there. But I don't know how seasoned these players are. And so they might think, oh, just taking cards is like the game. And they might, think it's also in their best interest to get rid of this army right on their doorstep. Same with yellow. Yellow might think the same thing. So he's got 20. So he might, right now, this might be the death of me. I mean, I would think it would be weird if you only have 18 on the board. Yeah, see, he's not going anywhere. That was a warning, though. That was like, get the F off my property. And I understand it, but I have nowhere to go without dying really easily in this game. So yellow might do the same. They might just choose, I am tired of this guy being on my doorstep. So okay, yellow's taking the bot. That's good. Because ideally what I want is to move out of everybody's way so they can all murder each other. That's my strategy right now. Okay, good. I don't have perfect cards, but I didn't get the worst cards. And I especially when you're in my position, like if you have a continent, if you're where yellow's at, yellow's got 2 continents. That's crazy. And yellow might have just given me England. Oh, thank God. I think I have a continent, guys. I don't know if I want England because it's right next to the bot, but I do like the idea of chilling just on the side of England. Like that's a really good spot to kind of build up troops. I can let the bot just freak out. That's a good place to turtle. And then I prevent anyone else from taking England. And the only person I have to vie with at that point, I mean, it'll piss off my ally. Okay, blue is like, okay, I got Africa. Good play, blue. Nicely done. Blue, I don't know why you'd split your troops. Okay, dumb defense. Whenever I take Africa, so let's get into England. I could take all of England right now, but I don't have a very defensible position. So I still need to, like, we're turtling, guys. So I want to turtle up, and I want to hope that no one's going to take my 5 out, because I want that 5. I want those 5 troops. I want to become like a ghost that just gradually collects troops right up here without like, hey guys, I'm not even trying to take a territory here. Okay. Who received 10 troops? Oh, white. So white again, like white is a threat, man. Oh wait, that's green. Okay, that's good. Green's no threat. Green might want England though. But instead, green is doing my favorite thing, which is fighting the bot. I hate the bot. It's so boring. And he's just it's going to cost him so many troops. He's going to try to take England. Or sorry, not England, North America. And it's like, I'm so glad to see him try because that move is going to cost him so many troops. I'm also kind of glad to see white doing this strategy. It's interesting. Like if you're going to turtle, you want to kind of consolidate a lot and then extend out. That's my thought on it. But what do I know? I'm like a 23 without a continent right now. And right now I am, let's see. So the winning player right now is white. White they got early game advantage with getting Australia. So they're getting 2 troops per turn. And so their troop number is 33. Green is second. Green has a terrible position though, so I don't think they're going to retain second for long. I am tied with green, so we're like in a good third or second position on troop numbers, which is where we want to kind of remain. Now, blue is going to get annoyed with this giant troop amount hovering over them, but they might get more annoyed with yellow if yellow starts kind of hammering away at them. So that's what we're going to kind of hope for. I really wish green had kind of accepted my my ally request, because I want this 5 troops, but I don't want to pay the cost to break through that 3 at this point because I'm too weak. So I'm just going to keep my 7 here and just hope nobody gets the bright idea to like murder my 7, especially when they're not going to gain a lot for that troop cost. Not the strongest game start I've had, but I'm glad yellow, made that call when they had England secured, and England is very defensible, especially with a really big consolidated army exactly where my army is. But the fact that they just kind of took the easier territory to defend, it is a stronger position where they are now, but it cost them so many troops to get there. Like they paid the price for England and then they left. Which is okay. I like that. So this is white saying again, just like, get the hell out of my territory. White is not happy about me, the 23, right at their doorstep. White might even try to needle me or mess with me for the rest of the game. Yellow's not happy about losing England, but they are getting the hell out of there, which is good. That's a very good ally move. But they want to retain that troop. Like they're kind of hoping, if I'm yellow, I'm thinking when I'm able to cash in my cards, I'm going to make that 2 a 10 or whatever and maybe hit red. Green is just in an awful position. Like I feel bad for green because they were kind of leading and they're slowly going to lose that lead. So right now, blue is the most secure, although blue, I'm going to be interested in seeing how that plays out, because the way I would play it with blue is try to get an alliance with yellow and then keep all your troops where his middle 6 is. And then just beg people to hit you, like have a really powerful army up there so that if people hit you, and now he's making an enemy right up there by hitting me. So I don't know how long blue survives. Like if I keep my cool and don't hit blue, because that's the temptation to retaliate. I have no idea why blue's staying right there. That's also irritating. But we're just going to consolidate. And right now, because green didn't move his 3, now he loses 3 troops. And I'm turtling, so my whole goal here is just make a giant army up here, and that 10 can just laugh or like freak out about me, and they can't do anything about it unless they suicide. So it's kind of like a mutually assured destruction thing going on here with blue. Blue does not like me. They're telling me to leave, but I have no incentive to leave. This is the best spot for me to turtle at, and blue can't do anything about it. My goal here is not to eternally turtle either, but it's weird that blue would even beg that. Like, so now white's mad at me too, like white and blue, but eventually they're going to get bored and I'm hoping hit each other. So I want to, again, like it's tempting to like use this might that I've built up here. But no, I want to turtle in this spot and I want to wait for them to start going at each other. Because like blue has no way of defending themselves against white. Like if white hits that 9 with a 20, and then one of their territory, they've lost all their territory cards. If I like that yellow and blue are getting along, but if blue gets bored kind of needling me and starts realizing I can do more damage by just upping my 9 and hitting yellow, then yellow is going to be caught unaware. And yellow's also now entered into the bot fighting world. And, honestly, I can't blame green for doing the same strategy. So we have 2 turtles in this game. Now, I know why blue moved that 10 up. They're aggressively trying to tell me, don't take England. Like, dude, you're out in the rain. They might even split their 20. That would be weird, but they might. Like, they really want England. I will tell you this. Like, if they really want England, I might just give it to them. Because I don't care. I don't want them to have that much power, though. So right now we have a beautiful card set. And usually you want to kind of hang on to your cards. But this early in the game, it's really important to keep your troop amounts up. Now, who do I want to take a card from more? White or blue? Blue, it's just too much of a cost, even though they're needling me. I want to just kind of build myself to where blue will gradually realize they're kind of wasting their time trying to take this territory, because I am not going anywhere, and I'm going to be a huge army, and you're splitting your army too much. You're moving too fast, blue. You're making the wrong enemy. And you're not getting anything from it, because what you're doing is taking territory that like nobody's holding. So your threats, anyhow, I'm not saying blue is a terrible player, but you can tell he's kind of new, because his threats right now are not above him. It looks like a big threat, but like this guy's not accruing extra cards. Your big threat, your giant threat, is to the right of you, Australia, which can break through you with little cost. And they're going to build up to where like that 5's probably going to go to their 20. Oh no, it's going to go to their 24, because Australia's freaked out that I'm a bad player and I'm going to slam into Australia. Not yet. Not till they expend more troops. But blue, while I appreciate their strategy, I think it's a little too spread out. I think that what ends up happening, this is my thought on it. I think that so I can tell yellow is vying to take North America. So what's going to happen here is yellow is going to go too far too fast, although yellow is playing smart. But I think they might go too far too fast. Oh, see, I love this. Again, I love that they're taking on the bot, because they're just costing themselves troops, and it's kind of good to see. But so if yellow, like, so there's a couple things. Like, the bot is building up troops. So if green chooses to move to the left, then the bot's going to start eating into Asia. So green isn't in a bad spot. That's a great turtle spot. Green is also spread out, which is great, so there's less incentive to kill him. I love how aggressive blue is trying to be to me, thinking it's going to work. Like, blue is really trying to be like, dude, get out. He's so mad. I don't know what he thinks he's accomplishing. But again, blue is kind of aggressive, so I'm kind of thinking that blue, my thought on it, is blue. I mean, there is the possibility that blue suicides me, which would lose them the game, but that's always a possibility and risk. But I kind of think there's also a heavy possibility blue is wanting momentum. Like, they want to move forward, and they're playing a little erratically. So I could see blue like losing their cool and hitting yellow, their friendly ally. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping they get bored with this strategy of kind of like trying to edge me out, because I'm not leaving, and start realizing, like, I don't even think this guy's a threat. Because if I wanted to break his territory, I would. So if he thinks about it, he might be like, man, that 44 could break through that 13 and be comfortably on my continent, taking away my card bonus very quickly without a huge threat from white, because white's got 20. So I'd be relatively around like 20 troops. White trying to send the same message: get out of my territory. White wants Asia, which is insane. I don't see how that works, but I think white is vying for Asia, because they're putting themselves in a position where that's their attack strength, right? They're not concerned about blue, but again, I think blue gets bored, and I can tell yellow is getting bored. Yellow's also trying to tell green, like, do not move into America. I am taking America. But yellow, you already have a continent. This is the weird thing about Risk players. Sometimes the best method, in my opinion, is like when you have a continent, chill in that continent till action starts happening. When things get real action heavy, then you act, then you take a continent. When they're distracted in a war, or when like the person's like otherwise not really built up and strong. So I'm in a kind of weak position here. Red is the weakest troop, the bot. Yellow is actually not doing too great. Green isn't doing too great. I put myself, let's see, we have white, which is in first, and we have blue, which is in a healthy second. Blue is really trying to take territory. I'm going to start carving a little bit at blue just so they know like they're not making progress here. And this does risk pissing off the player, but blue has been kind of messing with me a bit, so I'm just going to take some blue cards, some blue territory. And I'm going to let white kind of start doing the math and realizing they can hit blue and do some real damage, or they can hit me and maybe get some cards, but the cost of hitting me and getting those cards is like exponentially not worth it. This is the turtle strategy. It's a strategy I was forced into. I prefer being in a position where I can take a continent, pretty early. I could at this point take England, but to what purpose, right? It would cost me 13 troops early in the game, and it's just too early to do that. White is really cocky. Like white at this point, I think thinks they're going to get South America, or not South America, Asia, and they might. So I have a couple options that I got to consider here. One is, because I'm turtling, it's advantageous if they're all fighting each other, which they're not really doing right now. It seems like the player that's pissing them off the most is me, because I'm sitting in a bad territory and I'm a threat to them, so I get it. So I could move out of blue's way and let them start just ridiculously dominating the game, and then white is going to be tempted to use that 25 on blue because blue is just getting too aggressive. So maybe I'm going to give blue England. I'm going to give him England and give him his hopes, because sometimes people in this game, they want something and they haven't thought about what they want. Like, you really want England? Okay, have England. Check this out. And blue's my ally, right? They want England. But see, if blue moves their 13 up, then like white is going to send a message like, no, you don't get that much territory, but I kind of like that. And then yellow is going to be like, oh, wait a minute. I was trying this whole time to fight this bot, but meanwhile, I have this direct threat below me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to scoot on over to the right. I'm going to be like, you know what, blue? Oh my gosh, not realizing, I think. Blue's not realizing. This is me knowing that this is going to create friction with his neighbor. I have nothing to gain from staying there. I'm going to let him get super powerful. See, now if you're green, who is making the slow play for England, you're like, shoot. He just 21'd up. Maybe he takes it. He's been making the slow play for England, so you want England? Have England. He's trying a split turtle strategy, which is not a bad move because, again, like white could take him when he cashes in those 4 cards, but he has little incentive to, because he can't take that 31 and then expend all the troops to come and take the 20. So it makes him weaker because he doesn't have his combined forces, but it is a smart tactical thing if you're turtling like we are. But what I want to see blue take England. See, white right now is like crap. So okay, white hit a blue. That's a good sign. And white didn't hit me. They're trying to send a message. They're like, okay, guys, we're good. Now, white at any point can consolidate that 29 with his 38 and take me out. But at what cost? Because if he does that, that's the game. He's going to lose the game. That's the strategy of turtle. And right now, my goal is just project. I am not a threat. I am just this little turtle who's sitting up here, not doing anything. I'm also drawing bot troops to get in your way and be a pain in the butt, which I love. I love the bot doing this. Yes. Because the bot, and this is one advantage of the robots. The robots can act as like almost like a defense that doesn't cost you any troops. If you have like a huge troop amount like I do here. I think I'm going to scoot over one more right. I want blue to know, because blue's my trusted ally who I'm secretly trying to get. Yeah, see, there we go. Good message received. I'm going to give blue a little thumbs up. And I'm going to give him a heart. A heart, so he knows, like, hey, dude, I don't even want your territory. I'm so happy for you. I want you to win. Now, keep in mind, I really want white feeling like if I don't break blue, this game is over. That's what I want. I also like being here because I'm blocking green from being like, crap, if we don't block blue, this game is over. So now green's needling blue. So now blue is like, dude, I got this homie next to me. It's a huge amount of troops. He's not going to attack me. He just gave me a thumbs up and a heart. And he moved out of my territory. He gave me, Europe. And now he's got green, who's like, green's just going to be taking cards from blue. So that's going to piss off blue eventually. Even though blue knows, like, he needs cards. Like, we all need continent cards, right? It's just going to irk him. So I like where I'm at. I don't like the green 31, but I feel like white might take care of that pretty soon. I love the bot eating at white's troops. It's interesting that white moved up. So white right now is trying to say, like, go back. What are you doing? Don't give them England. And I'm like, no, I'm going to give you England. Now, white could suicide. Again, like, white doesn't like me. White made that very clear. White doesn't want me in the territory I'm at. But I'm willing to take that risk. I'm betting white. I just am betting that white is not going to go at me. White does have 3 cards. So that's a possibility. This is a really tense game. And it's interesting. I'm interested in seeing, okay, so white also could be kind of hip to my strategy here. And instead of white wanting to do the hit, because, Australia is a bit of a turtley continent too. And white is the lead right now. So he sees the second lead, kind of making a dumb play for a continent they can't take yet. So what they're doing is like aligning with a lot of troops. So it's going to cost blue a lot eventually. So they could be doing that angle too. Okay, so now, see, yellow knows what we're doing because we're kind of trying to incentivize blue to hit yellow. Because we want a war. We want people warring that aren't us. That's half the game. I love this stupid bot because I feel like this bot is keeping me safe. The only thing that sucks about the bot is now it's going to cost me like 4. It's going to cost me like 4 to get a card, which is really irritating. And that's not really like the smartest play, But that's okay. I still don't mind it because it's still kind of buffering me a little bit. If it's costing me 4 cards, the only thing I'm surprised by is like if green is wanting the US, I'm curious why they're hanging back. So blue really, really wants Europe. And they're saying, like, get out of here, 22. I got a 4 right in your face. It's not going to work. I think 22 is happy hanging there. I don't like that this is going to cost me 4, but this early in the game, I have to kind of take risks to make sure that I'm keeping up with the card game. And that could have cost me the game because, again, white might have 10 troops. They go to 58 troops. They have attackers advantage, so they could wipe me out and still end up with 20 troops. Although, again, that would be suicide. They wouldn't win the game. But maybe they're just so annoyed with me at this point. They're just like, dude, get the F out of here, right? Okay. So I got 60 troops. The weakest player right now is red. The second weakest is green. The third weakest is currently me. So I'm kind of like in 4th place right now. But that's kind of good. I also like white eating away at the bot. One of these players is going to take out the bot. So, see, yellow's starting to get the message of like, blue is going to have a harder and harder time getting cards. And I love the bot fortifying. Like putting pressure on blue too without realizing it, because it's just like, I think their algorithms like knowing how big of a troop amount we have. So like yellow's in a bad place because yellow's got a 12 and an 18 they have to clean out if they want to take America, and then they got a really hostile, aggressive neighbor next to them, and that's why they're building up their 10, because they're like, I mean, if I'm yellow, I'm thinking like blue, it's only a matter of time before blue, gets frustrated and hits me. And the thing that's interesting about this play that blue is slowly making for Europe is I don't think blue is looking at the 50 troops that are ready for action in Australia, the 29 troops that are ready for action on Australia. Like blue, you're gaining ground, you're gaining cards, territory cards for sure. But you're pissing your neighbors off. And that's what I want. I want blue making their neighbors really mad, because I want yellow and blue, the two strongest players, to fight each other, which technically they should be doing. Like in Risk, your responsibility as the strongest player is to just retain your place. Your responsibility as the second strongest player is to carve at the strongest player, because if you don't, everyone at the table gets mad at you. Although I guess technically here, one of the people at the table is a robot, so how mad are they going to get? They don't pay attention to the game politics, which is unfortunate. If they could code the AI of that. Anyhow. Let me know in the chats if this is at all interesting to you guys. So that 55 is getting awkwardly close to 60. But they just paid for 5. Thank you. Wow. Okay. I love that. Lose troops. I'm not quite sure what. So yellow is just totally turtling. Like yellow's given up on cards at this point. They don't want to pay the cost for cards, and I like that, because I'm gonna eat cards. I might even hit. Blue is angling. I might have to hit blue once just for a card. Although I might chill and hit white. Who do I mind making mad more? I think I'll hit. Well, unless blue puts a 7 up there, and then it's not worth the cost, and then I have to hit white. I need to eat cards from someone. They know that. I'm not going to pay the cost of that 2 when I can get like 1 card. So if I have to hit blue, I will say like, sorry, I have to attack your territory, and just hit the 1 and then move back. So again, what I want right now is smart move from blue. Now, if blue's really smart, they might want to close me out from cards. Oh, they don't. So right now I'm going to do, sorry, I have to attack your territory. Okay. And then I'm going to cash in my cards, so I'm like twice as big. And I'm just going to hit blue here. And I actually am not really attacking their territory because I want blue to think we're homies. I want blue to get so powerful that white can't ignore them, and then white starts hitting them. Now, white is also playing a bit of a turtle strategy game. But my tactic on this is once blue is about to take Europe, because blue is getting incredibly strong. Blue has 99 troops now. They're out earning white. White has 81, right? So if I'm white, I'm thinking blue's a threat. White has 5 cards, so they probably have 10. They're probably going to get 10 troops. The way I need to try to angle this, the only thing that's going to get in the way here is green. And green is totally turtling. Like green isn't even getting cards. Green is just like playing a weird game of I'm going to sit here and just add. It's not a bad game. They're definitely, I don't see them winning this game, but they are a threat to me because they're using a similar tactic. Even though I'm a larger amount, there's always a chance that green just loses it and suicides on people, and they might choose me because I'm kind of doing the same game. But other than green, I think this strategy might work. What I want to do is let blue get really strong. I want to kind of move out of the way of blue and white a little bit. I don't want to look like I'm a mediator in between there. And then I want to see white take action. It's hard to get Australia to take action because the big strategy with Australia is to chill and to hope everybody else. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I love it so much. That makes me so happy. You guys, it's like orchestration. Do you see how that works? So now blue's mad, right? Yellow's noticing that blue might make a stupid move now in retaliation. So yellow's like trying to be prepped. This is good. This is good for me because, again, blue's mad at white now. Because that wasn't just taking one card to get, that was like sending a message to blue, like you're going too far. You cannot have that much territory. That is way too much territory. It's very unequal at this point, is what white is saying. And now blue's going to just be like, oh yeah, and possibly, oh, I was surprised. I'm kind of surprised he didn't say, oh yeah, and take Europe. So blue's a little bit smarter of a player than that. Blue is also consolidating his troops, so he might have potential eyes on attacking me. But here's the thing: I'm going to clear his way out so that he can just continue to hit blue. And then I'm just going to sit back here next to this too. And I hope he gets that message. I should have done that. Sorry, I have to attack your territory thing. That was an error. I want to see that 58 go into the blue again. I want to see white like really antagonize blue. I have no idea what green's game is here. I know blue, I think blue wants to get rid of green. If blue goes for green, I'm so happy. Please put that 39 into a 34. I'm curious if this is interesting for you guys. But to me, I there's a couple things I want. I want blue to go at green and half their power because that puts me in a better position. And I want to see white. White's annoyed at me, but I haven't really done a lot of activity against white. Although they might have seen that as a threat and suicide me. That's always a possibility. Why would you do that though? When you got 97, you got a good lead. I want to see them hit blue again. Now they're hitting. Oh, okay. White's not bad. So now White's trying to say I'm in the wrong. I guess they didn't get the message. Maybe I move out of White's way again, because I want them to know. Like, I want White to know, like, you have. You know what? I'm gonna send White a message and say attack Blue. I want you to attack Blue. And then I'm going to tell Blue, like, you need to attack White. Now, they might see behind what I'm doing, but it's still funny. I really want to see them go at each other. I want to move out of their way. Well, actually, I should have told Blue attack Green. Crap. Maybe they will attack White. I don't think they can attack White. I shouldn't have said that. I got a little too excited that they were starting to do what I wanted. But maybe they'll attack Green instead, just as like a message, like an FU to me. So that's. Oh, are they going to hit White? Oh, I love it. Oh, they're joining me in being hostile to White. Oh my gosh. Blue, I'm giving them a heart. I love you. I'm not going to take this is such a kind of dick move, but I kind of have to hit your one. I'm going to say you know what? I don't want to anger Blue, so I'll take the hit of that 4. Cuz I want them to feel that pressure. I like the move Blue just made, and I want to be a teammate on that. I also want to see Green do something jackass like carve away at the back of Blue. Oh, I love it. So Green is antagonizing Blue, and staying pretty chill with Red, which is a robot, so who cares? And definitely doesn't want to antagonize that 52 right at their corner. That I'm kind of annoying. I am really pleased with how this is going so far. There's always the possibility that I get suicided. Oh, retreating. Oh, I kind of love that. So they are playing the ultimate turtle game. It's not a bad move because they're at 88. But why wouldn't you want to start fighting the 111? Like, I'm in no position to fight the 111. I have 75 troops. They're at 88. You know, like White and Yellow need to up their game and start carving. Like, if they want to win this game, they actually have to start fighting Blue, because I've given Blue a lot of power. They have a lot of territory. Oh, do something hostile. Yes, stay there. Stay right there. This is what I wanted. Just hang right there. Oh, see, Blue's trying to say hit him. I'm moving out of your way. Is Blue going to take England or North America? Oh my gosh, Blue is on fire here. Are they going to take out Green now? Oh, Blue. Yes. Get cocky. Enjoy your crazy lead. I can't let Blue have that much territory. Like, I would look like a jackass if I don't right now attack Blue just a little bit. So I got to go into just to earn favor. I'm going to tell White, like, attack Blue, and then I'm going to attack Blue a little bit. Not a ton, but I just want them to know what I'm doing. So White, I got your back. Go attack Blue. I don't think White does, because I think White is ultimate turtle strategizing. My only concern right now is that Green might suicide me, because Green just doesn't have a shot in hell of winning. I don't know why they'd choose me, though, rather than blue. Oh, suicide blue, please. Oh, green's working with me. They're hip to my strategy here. It's like, no, you guys fight each other. I mean, blue is going to get a crap load of cards because they're taking a lot of territory. So white needs to step up and take some action. Again, like white's going to play the turtle strategy too, though. So instead, they're attacking me. They don't want to anger blue. I'm kind of surprised they don't want to anger blue. I don't know exactly what their move is here. I'm glad they're hitting blue, though. This is good. I want blue and white really mad at each other. I guess, oh, I see what's going on. So they're trying to tell yellow, like, oh, I love these stupid plays. So they're getting the cards from red. So they're going to get like 10 troops, and it costs them like 30 to 50 troops. That was an insanely bad play. And they just pissed off their neighbor, who now outnumbers them on troops. No, doesn't outnumber them. No, does outnumber them on troops, because I think white is only at 80 now. So, I mean, hell, they're like one troop over me. So now we're tied. I'm so glad white did that. Oh, I should give white a heart. Thank you. So this is kind of tense. It's interesting, though. So blue is really aggressive. Their overexertion across the board could win them the game, because they are the strongest player, but they're losing a lot of troops. Like, they're losing their lead pretty quick. Like, yellow is actually in the most advantageous position, and now blue's telling me, like, get out of my way, and I'm like, oh, dude, like, you took you think you can take half the board and we're just all going to sit back and let that happen? So right now I want to just carve at blue even more. So I'm going to kind of go, but kind of like unessential carving. And then I'm going to go back to my spot over here, because I really want white to do something stupid, like stupider than what he just did, which is pretty stupid. He cost himself a lot. Like, he's now, like, white, because of that move, is now the weakest player on the board. I was really happy with that move. I also like that green is playing a similar strategy. So I feel like green's kind of my homie right now. Green is actually more powerful than I am at this point. So he might consolidate his troops and start being a threat to Australia. Or not Australia, South America. I like it. That's a very bold... Green is using the exact strategy I use. Green's trying to antagonize and cause a war. Like, so if you're yellow now, what green's trying to make you do, if you're yellow, you're thinking, if I hit this guy, I'm going to lose at least 28 troops. If I up my amount, oh, I love it. Green, I love that, because now yellow wants to kill you and not me. Now blue really wants to murder me at this point. Blue might hit me to take out a number of my troops, because blue's like, dude, we're allies, man. Oh, kind of digging that. Blue is being an ally. I think they might be like, hey, I overextended a bit. Let me be nice to you. Thank you, blue. I still want you, and I still want you and white fighting. I want you to think we're friends. I want you to think I don't have an agenda to take a continent. I could take that continent and keep my 80. I might do that. I might take England at this point, knowing that I'm going to lose 2, 4, 6 troops. But I am in good position to do that as long as Blue's signaling that that's okay to me, which is kind of surprising. I didn't realize Blue would be an okay ally like that. But Blue might be cool with me taking. But I want a war. I want a war with white and blue, or yellow and blue, or yellow and green. Basically, I want a war with all the players except me. Now, yellow is currently. Oh no, blue is currently the strongest player on the board. So that was actually a smart call to consolidate down and get back in your territory, because clearly the board does not want you having England. However, they might move their 19 down and try for England all over again. Because right now they might be like, boom, I'm going to grow up my 19 and be like, dude, get the F out of here. Yep. So they aren't. Oh, are they being a good ally? Okay. So right now I'm going to take England, knowing that I can't keep it. Like, this is just, you know, this is just symbolic. But I want them to think that that I'm really serious. Like, that's why I've been here this whole time. Because I want them to feel like I really shouldn't break his territory. Now, they will, like, because it's easy cards. But there's a possibility that I might last a turn without them breaking, because they might want to test it. Or green breaks it just for fun. Yeah, green's going to break it just for fun. Good job, green. That's funny. Oh, green's still my homie. Dude, well played, green. I like what green's doing. They're doing a similar strategy. They're like, I'm just going to take as much of this continent, knowing that you guys are going to take it out. Who are you more mad at? Are you mad at me, who's barely hit you? I've just sat here racking up cards. And I'm not a huge threat in numbers. Are you more mad at yellow, who could dominate and take over this entire game? Are you more mad at white, who's turtling, but also hit you the most aggressively in this entire game? That's what blue's got to think. Yellow just cost themselves the lead. And they're going to try. They were so mad. That's always a risk with the strategy I'm taking here. They were so mad at green. They were so angry at green being in their face like that they were like, screw it. I don't need to be in first place. I'm not here to win this game. I'm killing this guy. That's what just happened, and I love it. Now blue's in a weird position, because blue's got troops where they can hit yellow and just completely take away one of their bonuses. Now, if you're blue, do you do that? Because you should. Because they also have 3 cards. So, in this game. Now, I'm curious what blue does. Does blue choose to hit me, who's been pretty friendly to him? Or hit yellow, who's now got 2 continents that they can't hold? You have to hit yellow. I don't think he's going to hit yellow. He's just going to turtle. Okay, I'll let yellow get super powerful too. I think he's hoping yellow hits me because I have a bunch of 1s. That's not a bad play. I can dig the hell out of that, dude. The problem is that they don't know that I know is I really have no interest in holding this continent. I just have an interest in growing my big old army, which is not that big, but right now we're now in 3rd place. Yellow, which was in the lead because of that move, is now losing, but I'm curious. Like, it's funny, white wants yellow getting strong too. So white's take on it is like, I can get yellow to hit black, Yellow's going to get, black will get so mad they'll go AWOL on yellow, which I won't do. I'll let them hit me if I need to. But yellow's carving at white, which is what I want. And no one's hitting yellow. So everybody's having this hope that yellow's going to get super strong and attack them. Now, does blue hit me? Probably, because it's easy. It's an easy card and you break a person. But then you make an enemy of the 80. Yep. Perfect. Thank you, blue. So I'm pretty happy with that move because now he has an enemy and he's going to cost himself a lot of cards. Now, what I could do is like hit blue in kind of a backstabby way. But I don't want to do that. I just want to grow my army. So now yellow, who's infuriated, has like a lot of incentive to just suicide blue. And they just suicided out of the game to take out green. So they're capable. Yellow's cards, those 4 cards, if they can't cash those in, those are going to be blues within the next turn. Now, the question is, does white see this as an opportunity and hit blue? Or do they go for yellow that's kind of erratic? Because blue's going to attack yellow. Like, we know that. So white is going to... Okay. Yes. I love it. That was beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted. I will just give a little... I will give a little heart. So it's funny to me that... I'm just going to give a little heart to white. Like, hey, it's cool, dude. It's not. He just, like, for no reason broke my territory. But I love that he now has put me as second place player. Strongest player is blue. It won't be for long because blue's going to hit yellow. Or blue's just going to chill there and antagonize yellow. But blue and yellow are in a cold war right now, which is great. The last thing blue wants is a cold war with me. In fact, blue's kind of mad at white because blue's like, what the hell, man? Oh, I love it. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. So I'm just getting stronger, and this is good. And I've managed to not piss a lot of people off, which is good. That's kind of where you want to be at this point in the game. So I'm going to kind of give blue a thumbs up, like a heart. Just saying, yeah, let's go at white. But right now I'm in a happy position because I'm board leader right now. And I've managed to get there without making a lot of enemies. Now everyone's going to know that I'm the first on the board because I have 114. White is now at 94, so they're losing ground. Yeah, so I have quickly become the first position, which yellow is well aware of, and yellow might break me because yellow has no reason to trust me. Like, I haven't had to prove my allegiance. So yellow's building that 5 to hit me eventually. I'm just going to let them have that 5. I'm not going to add any troops there because my goal here is keep hostilities completely mellow. And this is a longer game than I expected. But it's a good one. I'm enjoying it. So right now my goal is to overtake the amount of troops of the other players. Like, if I get to the point where I have more troops than all 3 of my rivals, then I'm at a point where I win the game. Till I'm there, I need to play really nice and really friendly. Blue thinks we're homies, which is true. I've been really good to blue. So blue's helping me fend off white and trying to send a message to white, like, don't mow through me like you just did. I could be a dick and open up white for an attack, but I like that white made the error, the fatal error, of closing themselves off. And I like that blue's got my back for now. Blue will probably hit me at some point when I get too powerful. But like if you're white now, you're thinking like I'm losing my lead very quickly, exponentially. Green is going to be accruing a lot of troops. They're in a pretty strong position, but green has pissed off blue. Don't forget that. So who are you going to be more mad at if you're white, if you're yellow, and if you're blue? This is what I think of when I'm playing Risk. What I've learned to think. Like I want to think about what the other players are thinking and who do they want to kill more? Who do they want to have win? Do they want white to win who just mowed through their territory? That's what blue's thinking. Yellow's thinking, who do I want to win? Do I want blue to win who's got a gun in my face, or black to win that has nothing, no threat to me, has presented no threat to me at all? Who do I want to win? This is now blue might be a smart player and break me at this point, because blue might be like, dude, you're at like 121 troops now. But see, I think blue feels loyalty to me because I've had blue's back. All I asked from blue was pretty fair. I asked for some territory. I was territoryless. It was kind of a reasonable ask. Whereas like white, for no reason. Now yellow is telling me to attack blue. I can't do that. I have no incentive to attack blue. Why would I attack blue? I want blue attacking you. I don't even mind you attacking me because you have an enemy in blue. So I want this war to play out. Now you can be mad that I'm like your ally, and I'm not attacking. But I might just kind of, you know what I'll do? I might just kind of put that 19 there, and then because they're asking me to attack blue and I don't want to, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna keep my alliance. That was a risky move. Like, so right now, yellow might think like, crap, that's a hostile move. So I might have just caused a war with yellow. That might have been a tactical error. I probably should have kept a 1. But I want these guys all fighting each other, all carving away at each other's troops. And they're doing that so far. And I'm gaining. So what do they have? 70, 90, and 100. Oh, that's great. White just broke yellow. That's beautiful. That's what I want to see. So now yellow, like, who are you mad at? The guy who put troops on your border just to defend themselves because you're forcing them to attack someone? White, who just broke your border? Or blue, who's been needling you this entire game? So now yellow is going to take all of it. And they might let her. Oh, wait. No. Yes. I love this. What are they moving up into their territory? So they don't feel a need to defend against me because I've been pretty cool to them for this game. So that's good. I'm glad I have my 19 there. They can't break me. I do think blue eventually breaks me because I'm just getting super powerful at this point. Like, there's going to come a time where they have to go against me. But blue, I think, is still my homie at this point. I think we're still tight. They have that 51 in a really uncomfortable spot where they can kind of screw me up a little bit. But see, I see what blue's doing. Blue wants to card block me, which is fair. It's a fair strategy. They're basically trying to card block me and white, which I'm kind of okay with because at this point, yellow is going to get in a war. I don't want to be in that war with yellow. And as long as blue doesn't break my territory and they just card block me and try to force me to attack them so they have reason, yellow's telling me to attack blue again. I don't like that. I don't like being told to attack blue. Why would I attack blue? I'm the lead player, dude. You have 79 troops. Why am I going to attack blue? Now, yellow might get mad at me for not attacking blue and suicide me. That's always a possibility because they are lining up that 40. That would be bad playing, I mean, but it does happen. Like, this is the annoying thing about that is one thing I will say about Risk that kind of sucks is like sometimes people get really mad and suicide. Now, this might be the point where it's going to be interesting. Yellow's got a pretty good position, though, but yellow's got 79 troops. I'm almost at getting closer to being in a position where I can win the game. If I can be triple... Now, if yellow suicides me, it's who knows. Yeah, white just told me our alliance is over and they're full turtling. They went offline, though. They bought it out, so that's a pretty common excuse. So yellow's going to hang up there and try to force me to fight blue. I have no incentive to fight blue. Now, blue's going to try to card block me here. It's a smart move. I wonder if they close it off with 11 troops. So blue is kind of trying to force me to fight yellow. I don't want to get in a war with yellow, so I'm going to play it safe. And right now I don't need cards. So I'm just going to go ahead and buffer my 20 there. Close my 125 and hit. Why are you thumbs downing that, dude? I'm not hitting your territory. I'm just going to say next phase. And I'm going to say end attack phase and continue to fortify phase. And then I'm going to give a little heart to yellow, like, chill. I'm not attacking you. I'm going to tell yellow, attack blue. Like, you want me to attack blue, you attack blue. Why would I attack blue? I'm in the lead. I have no incentive to attack anyone. Like right now, till somebody breaks my territory. Oh, I should say end turn. So somebody breaks my territory, I have absolutely no reason to... and blue's actually created this whole wall. Now, blue is going to hit me probably next turn because they're lining themselves up to kind of surround me on card block me. And they might try to take my territory. That's okay, because right now I have a good chunk of troops. I'm happy with that. I haven't made a lot of enemies. That's good. White is not happy about being card blocked by blue. So we'll see what white does about that. White is going to go at yellow and cede their territory to blue. Interesting. So white's going to suicide. Or white's going to suicide me. But why would white be mad at me? Yellow's mad at me for inaction, but there's a lot of people who've messed with yellow. Like, yellow has every reason to be mad at blue and white. So I'm kind of surprised yellow didn't break white's territory. I love it. Yellow's lining themselves up to attack blue. I kind of told yellow, like, just attack blue. So now yellow's got 2 territories, but they only have 99 troops. And I'm kind of willing to let them... Like, you haven't attacked blue. You attack blue. Again, you attack blue. I'm not attacking blue. Why would I attack blue? Now, I think the 71 breaks through blue, breaks the 51, and then breaks my territory as like a supposed message, not realizing that's kind of what I expect. I'm going to also do this to fortify, just so it doesn't cost me a lot. No, I like that 20 actually. So we'll just say yes, continue. And now I'm at 158 troops. Blue, it was smart to card block me to try to stoke a war. If it goes another round, I'm going to have to eat one of those cards of blue. Like I'm going to have to hit their territory, even if it starts like a territorial back and forth, because I can't afford to get super behind. And blue is now in second place from that move. But they also know they're card blocking me. But the thing I like about it is not only are they card blocking me, they're defending me, which is great. So right now, white is acting really suspicious. Almost like white, I don't know what white is doing. They're like suiciding out in the weirdest way I've ever seen. I'm surprised blue hasn't hit white. I'm surprised. I'm so glad white hit yellow. Again, them fighting each other is really good news for me. I wonder if blue takes Australia. If I'm blue, I'd take Australia. Having that long memory, you remember back when white just rolled through your town like it was nothing, and white thinks you're going to forgive that? No, you're not. I love it. So you guys, I want to stream the rest of this game. I also need to disappear for a second to use the restroom. So what I'm going to do is I'll put on my let's see here. Oh, hold on. I'll do this move and then I will disappear very quickly. But I'll have to detach the phone so that I can keep playing the game. I think I'll just hit blue once because blue, you were card blocking me. You should understand that that's pretty reasonable. And then I will put this on, like you attack blue, white, yellow, you attack blue. Yellow's mad at me, and they're going to hit my territory after they hit blue because they get so mad. Like, why would I attack blue? I'm still accruing a lot of cards. I don't mind if they have 2 continents. That's fair. You want to be fair and risk. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. And don't worry, it shall be fun. So I'll put this on. Where's my little no? Come on. I thought I had a really fun. There it is. Okay, so I'll put this as the waiting period, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Oh no. Okay, good. Okay, we're back. We're back. As you can see, they're all warring against each other, not touching me, exactly as I wanted. I'm just gonna chill here, and gosh, I don't like that 4 there, so I'll hit white just to like show some solidarity. Like, guys, white is really out of line. Also, I'm getting pretty big, so I don't want to get like too big and be too much of a target. I want them to still be mad at each other. Like blue right now is furious at white for mowing through their territory earlier in the game. White is furious at blue. They're trying to take Asia, which is insane, but okay. Good luck. Take Asia. I love it. Go for Asia. Why not? Just carve away at me with little things. And then maybe White's going to hit me on the back end thinking it's clever. But by that point, it's too late. I might even move my 20 at this point because you know what? That territory is broken. I'm like, again, my whole strategy here is a sleuthy turtle strategy. Anybody watching, if this is interesting for you, let me know. It's good. I think it's helpful. Now I could still lose this game, but I'm in a really good position. Now blue is accruing a lot of troops, but blue has made a lot of enemies. A lot of enemies. Now blue might get cocky and be like, I am in a position to attack black. But they're not. Like, I've been a friend. Why would they attack their friend who's got 145 troops hovering over their highest accruing territory? Instead, I'll card block them. But that's okay, because right now I want to move. I want white to hit me. I want the threat gone so they feel like, yes, now we can... or I want yellow to hit me even. I just want them to feel like I'm not the big dog they need to worry about. But I also want to remind them of my power at this point. Like, do you want to wake that beast? Do you want to stoke the fire? White is losing this game, so they might be more prone to just like suicide me, but they have every reason to be really pissed at blue. Like, really pissed at blue, because blue just took Australia. And there's no way in hell they're getting that territory. Now, white is going at yellow. They're going to break my territory, I told you. Oh, maybe not. White's like, we've been cool. Are you really going to let me keep my territory? Oh, I love you, white. Now, white's lining up to hit my territory because they're trying to take... Now they're switching positions. White, I don't know what they're doing, but I think they're switching positions, trying to get as many territory bonuses as they can, and also meanwhile try to take, like, they realize like blue and black are too strong. I need to take America. Oh, I love this game. Blue's going to clean out white, just slowly chip away at white. And white is very quickly the last player. I mean, easily, handily. But it's also costing blue troops every time they attack white, which I love because I can just hit these ones. As long as white leaves me open. White's not going to leave me open for long. Oh, I have a beautiful the worst cash-in ever, but why not? So I'm going to go ahead and grow this. Should I put protection? Because that 10 is probably going to hit me anyway. And white's in a suicide-y mood. So I want white to feel like, no, you can hit my territory, dog. Like, we're friends. You know, he might. But I lose like one troop from that. And then my card bonus, but everybody's hostilities are all angered at each other. So I don't need to worry about territory at this point in the game. I just need them fighting each other. I need to triple them in size. And they're costing troops every time they're hitting each other. So white hits me now. No. I've been so friendly to white, they aren't going to break me. White does not want that 182 enemy. They do want to card block me, though, and that's okay. I kind of feel like... So I could hit blue for a card, but I don't want to aggravate blue. I want blue to feel like, no, we're cool. I'm just going to sit here. I don't even need card bonuses. That's what I'm going to tell blue right now. So I'm going to go without a card bonus, which is a little risky. Do I have a card bonus? Oh, it's too bad. But I want blue feeling really cocky. Like, blue's got 2 continents. Blue's unstoppable. Blue's going to teach white a lesson and card block me. And they're so subtle and smart that I'm just not going to have any idea what that is. So I'm just going to go ahead and make myself 190 and close out and be in this position where I'm daring people to attack me. And someone at some point will break me, which will give me justification to like eat a few of their troops and get a little bit smaller so I'm less of a threat. I think it's blue. I think blue's the first to turn on me. But I don't know if blue wants to turn on me because they're in a war with white right now. Like when you're in a war with a neighbor, you've just taken their territory. They're weakening themselves gradually. Like now white is at like 88 troops. Blue's at 108. Yellow is the wisest player on this board, so I'm hoping yellow gets taken out by white. Because yellow, honestly, I know it's weird. If I was yellow right now, I would give North America to white. Just give him North America. He's in a war with blue. You want that war continuing. But the more you needle at white, the more that's going to cost you. So blue moves up. Blue's going to try to take Asia and teach white a lesson. How dare you? Yeah. See, blue trusts me a lot. Look at that trust. I like that. I think I'm going to hit white because I want the cards. Sorry, white. Sorry, dude. I needed the cards. I'm going to... we're not allies, so... I was going to send like a heart or something. Now, white might hit back. That's okay. But I think white's going to get bored trying to kind of attack me when white's in a war with blue. Yellow also has the possibility of hitting me, but now yellow's in an awkward position because they have a 21 in front of them. So they have a choice right now where they're going to hit. Like if they want to move that 51 out, they have to go through that 21 and 22. And maybe white's aware of that. If white's smart, maybe they split it so it doesn't cost them as much. Like maybe give yellow a card. White's done though. White's not going to win this game. If white gets a little more thinned out, I might just kill white. But that would be kind of a dumb play. I don't need to do anything wild right now. I have 201 troops. I'm slowly closing my lead. And if yellow's attacking blue, and then hits me because they're mad that I wasn't attacking blue, that's okay too. I'm kind of expecting that. But yellow shouldn't do the slow carve. If you're going to hit blue, you just hit blue. Now blue's mad at you because you just ticked off a few of its troops on their 38. So now blue has two enemies. Blue's fighting two wars on both fronts. I'm Sweden right now. I have no wars on my fronts to worry about. Does blue try to just clean out white? Like, what's blue going to do about yellow chipping away? Or does blue really just want to hold Australia, which is the worst continent to have at this point in the game? Oh, blue's armying up. I love it. You guys fight each other. I'm just going to chip away at white. At white's ones. I love this. And I'm going to eventually triple the amount of every player here, and we're getting really close. If they keep warring, I'm in really good position. Because right now I'm very close to white and yellow combined. What I need is to be where white, yellow, and blue are in troop numbers. But they're going to obviously start doing the math and realize, like, this guy is way too powerful and start breaking me. If they're smart, they'll start teaming up. But I think the anger and see, white's mad, still mad about Australia. White's like, dude, get out of Australia. So white might even move their 23 down to Australia. No, white's just playing a vengeance game. I love that. This is why you want to be nice to people early in the game, because everybody has these long memories. Like now yellow's going to hit blue. Well, maybe not. Yellow's a bit of a like testing the waters. They know that'll be the loss of the game. So yellow's not a bad. Yellow's probably the best player here. Blue is like greedily like, I am not leaving Australia, which I like, because white is like, get out of Australia. How dare you? But also white is fighting a 2-front war. Yellow is fighting a 1-front war. I don't think they want to open a war with me. But right now I'm going to cut white's connection to Asia. And I like them fighting. I like all these people fighting. And I like being big because that has a lot of power. And also being friendly. Even white kind of can't blame me because I'm card blocked everywhere else. I can't hit my ally. You're mad at my ally, not me. But white is kind of starting to get mad at me. Wow, this is a much longer game, guys. Oh, white just suicided blue. That's why you be cool with people, guys. Blue is in a really bad position now because yellow might come in, sweep up, take out white, take out blue. Oh, maybe not. Yellow might break me. I think yellow wants to break me because they're like, you're too powerful. I get it. Yep. Yellow sees the but that's okay. I kind of don't mind because yellow is the second most powerful player on the board. Yellow's made a lot of enemies. So I kind of don't mind. I almost want to let yellow, like I'm easily beating yellow in troop numbers. So I almost want to let yellow kind of mess with me. Now blue might get the message too and be like, okay, it's time to go against black. But I think blue's still mad at white and they want those cards. So blue's going to clean out white. Oh, maybe not. They want me to kill white. Do I want to eat white? It's 27. Does that hurt my lead? White only has 2 cards. I have no reason to kill white. I don't need those 2 cards. You guys have those 2 cards. Have fun. Pay the cost. I just want my territory back, man. See, they want me now to go at white. Because they're like, guys, see, we served him up to you. And I'm like, nope. I'm the table lead right now. I have no incentive to attack anyone. I want you guys killing each other. I want white suiciding on you. Yes. And getting rid of your lead. White might hit. I don't know why they break my territory. I haven't done anything to white, but they're going to break my territory. I don't know why. Like, yellow's been the one screwing with you this entire time. Maybe white is a bot account for yellow. There's always that possibility too. Sometimes people will have like alternating accounts. It's a little suspicious. But that's okay, guys, because we are at... I think we're going to win this game. So I think right now what I can do... So yellow's hit me. And blue is weak. I think what we're going to do is start cleaning out. We're going to start cleaning house a little bit. I think we're in pretty good position to start being active. And blue's accruing 10 troops. Now they're out earning me. So I have to take action now. I don't think I want Australia. I also don't want blue as an enemy. White's going to have... Oh, okay. Blue's going to have a pretty strong position. Blue might win this game. They don't have like huge armies though, but they are going to get a nice little bonus here. And they might decide to kind of team up. It's like, okay, yellow, now we got to join forces because we have a big threat. I don't know what blue is trying to do. They're trying to threaten me and say, hey, go at yellow, not me. But I'm going to have to go through blue to attack yellow. I kind of don't want Asia. I think what I'll do is I'm going to clean out that 40, especially if it hits me. Oh, they're moving that 40. They want me to do it. But now I don't need to hit that 40. So that's good. I do want to kind of hit your 12 on my way there because I want to win this game. So I'm going to go ahead and take this continent. Let's do that. I think I'll take this too. And I like that. So I think I'll take yellow. I think I might be able to take all of yellow, but we'll kind of find out. This is the fun part of the game, guys, the cleaning out stage. I have to move a little quicker. This is where we clean house and kind of dominate the game. Oh, yellow has 3 cards. That's good. This is why you play friendly throughout the game, so that when you take action, you're literally just, it's over. Game's over. I'm going to go ahead and clean out. Like, I don't mind kind of them having a lot of territories or whatever, but I want that 18 and that 17 gone because I don't want them to have any delusions that they're going to win this game. And then I think I'll go a little further and take their territory, which I can't do. But that's okay. I am going to win this game. This game is over, guys. We have won, and I'm kind of excited because I took a risk playing this where I was going to lose my master status if I lost this game because I just became a master at it. And I don't think I'm going to lose this game because 18 just can't beat, like 28 can't beat 38. The math just doesn't add up. I have 5 cards, so they're going to try to clear out. If they were smart, they'd take a single continent, but they're just going to try to take every bonus that I get. But I have so much territory bonuses right now. I'm in pretty good shape. So we're going to sweep back kind of the same direction they came because this game is over. It's close, but it's over. So they only have 2 cards too, which is great. So they aren't going to have a bonus in time. So we got 8 troops and then we have 10. So we have 18, which is plenty. We're going to go ahead and push them back. Kind of take my time with this. No reason to rush at this point. I don't want to make any dumb plays, but right now we just want to kind of clean house. Oh, didn't like that my 3 didn't take that. That's okay. That's okay. I kind of like that. That's pretty good positioning. Let's end our attack phase by doing this. They're going to have like 5 cards. They won't make a lot of progress. At this point, the game is sealed. Like, if I lose this game, that would be insane at this point. Although an 18 is pretty good, so they did have cards to cash in. So maybe this is my game to lose, except that I have a tenor. Yeah, they're done. Now, if they're smart, they'll take all of Asia because that's a pretty good bonus. Like, they should focus on just take that whole landmass, but instead they're just breaking single continents, which again, I kind of get, but they're also spreading out, which is kind of weird, but they're not going to have another bonus. So that makes me happy. I was a little concerned they might have a bonus. So I think this one I'll start over here in the US and just kind of consolidate down. So we'll just kind of work our way back. And I may not have enough to take it back, but we'll see. Oh, crap. I had bad rolls. This game should be over, but it's just going to take a while to consolidate out now. And they have 1 card, so they still have a shot. Not much. Because my next bonus is going to be huge. And that's the wrong direction. They should be aiming for America. That's okay, though. If I lose at this point, though, no forgiveness for me. This game should be sealed. Oh, that was pretty good. It was smart. It's also annoying because now I kind of have to go around my 1. I'm going to go ahead and just close this gap, and then we'll join up in right by Australia. Kind of consolidate, assuming I roll okay and don't get hit with crap rolls like last time. And then, okay. So we'll just kind of wait for them to cycle through. They'll have about 8 troops that hit my, yeah. So they have 8 troops. Now they got 6. Let's see how far they can go. Where are they going to try to break? I mean, it's too late. This game is over at this point. Okay, here we go. Should get 21 troops. That's beautiful for my territory bonuses. And I will say, good game. And we played a really effective game of Risk finally on stream. I felt kind of embarrassed about the one before. And then we're going to just go ahead and win this game, and then we're going to color the rest of our page. I'll probably take a really quick break. And that is how a master at Risk plays Risk. Started out turtling. Took Europe. And look at that. I beat 2 masters, an intermediate, and a novice. I feel pretty good about that game. That's one of the best games I've played. So I'm glad it was on stream. Thank you guys who've watched. Hopefully you learned a little bit about Risk strategies and stuff like that. We'll see how that affected my ranking. It's great. I retain my master status, and I'm on my slow goal of becoming a grandmaster, which I am by no means near, and I don't always have games that are that perfect. But I feel like that was a pretty good, the way I played that, the way I read the other people on the board, I feel really solid about it. Okay, I'm going to take a break real quick. I'm going to play a trailer, and then we are going to go to our daily stream mode where I'm going to color my comic, and we'll turn this banner off. So we got this ticker. We're going to hide that. We're going to put on our brand of this, and we've got about an hour left to work. Corey said, oh, I love this. Chris was saying, wait, Josh is actually streaming a game. Yes. Chris also said, Neato, didn't know Risk had become so modern. Risk is amazing. I am now a master at it. I got really interested in it about a month and a half ago. Thomas said White may have turned into a bot. At the very end, right after that last attack, they did log off because they were just like, oh, I'm dead. Once they won out in Australia. And then Thomas said, Josh, the tidal wave. That's right. It is weird. You have to be tactical, and you want people fighting each other and not you, especially when you're the lead player. You don't want to antagonize people because it's kind of like being a bully with a big stick. You speak softly and carry a big stick, and it works really well. And then Corey said that was fun, and it solidified why I'm terrible at the game. Awesome. Okay, so guys, I'm going to play the trailer, but I'm really glad that was on stream because I've had games like that have allowed me to become a master at the game. I'm glad that was on stream so that people could see it because I'm proud of that game. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play a trailer, disappear for a second, and then we're going to color the rest of this page. Let's play let's play the trailer for Jacob's Apartment, the book. And we'll be back and color this page.
Speak clearly, it seems that only in dreams can we be these things we've seen and walk around breathing things. I don't know the part to play in this heart of mine. There's dissonant things, they split at the seams.
So yeah, as nerdy as it is, I'm really happy that that was on stream. And I played pretty solid. I've learned a lot watching there's a YouTuber called the Kill Pete Strategy, and then another that I recently subscribed to. Both are grandmasters, and will just do games where they do walkthroughs, and I'll kind of listen to them at work. It's just been an interest of mine for like the last month or so. So I've been playing quite a few games like offline, and it only dawned on me to like start streaming them because I do them kind of between or to get a little energy for my like now I feel like okay, I can knock out this page. And I don't know, I enjoy it. So I enjoy watching Risk streams. So I figured I might as well, since I'm doing this, it's kind of a hobby. I don't game. I'm not a gamer. That's my kind of game. And it's fun. It's interesting. And I think it benefits me in life as well, because it makes me think more cognizantly about others. Because this is the weird thing about the game of Risk. The game of Risk is a game of empathy. You need to be able to get in the head of your opponents and try to think like they think. And I feel like that was a pretty good example. There's guys that are way better at this than I am, but that's a pretty good example of like how the game really isn't about dominating other people. It's about reading other people, seeing what they want, seeing if you can afford to give them what they want, because you want to help people feel like they're winning. That's the way to win Risk. You want to help people get their vengeance. You want people, you want to make allies. And I think it's really helpful for life. I know it's weird, but I think Risk is a really sophisticated game that helps you read people better. Like, why is this person doing this thing? For me, it's been really beneficial. And thinking about strategy too, like, right? You don't want to go at people when you don't have power. You want power. You don't want to flex your power, because if you flex your power when you have power, nobody wants you in power. Right? I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting game. At the end of the day, it is a silly game, but I find it really profound, like the lessons you can learn from that game. It's a really good game, but you can learn a lot of lessons about getting along with people and empathizing, and the power of empathy. The power of empathy is seems like the trick to that game, because if you can empathize with your opponents and see like this person's trying to take this territory, okay, you can have this territory. There are times where you need to be hostile. If I had a different position in that game and wasn't forced to kind of start with like a turtle strategy because I was 6th position, which is really weak, then I might have played a little bit more aggressively. And ironically, because of that, I might have lost. So there's a lot to be said for just kind of sitting back, seeing what people want, giving them what they want, as best you can without cost to yourself, and then accruing power slowly and quietly, helping people, and then they remember it. They remember it toward the end game because like I have definitely played games where there's no chance of me winning. I'm the weakest player. When you're down to that last 3, you have one weakest player, and they are the strongest decider of the game. The 2 strongest players are not going to decide who wins. It's the 3rd player. Whoever the 3rd player goes at, that's most likely who's not going to win. So who do you want to be at the end of the game? Do you want to be the person that 3rd player is pissed off at and has, righteous anger and knows they're not going to win, but they can take you down with them? Or do you want to be the person who's been kind to them the whole game? That's the fun part of it. So I can't, it's funny, but I can't, it is a stupid game, and I cannot sing its praises enough for, like, especially playing fixed FFA, which is like playing against world players, like world-class players. These are top players across the world. It's a good exercise. It's very fun. And I just hit my mic. So what I'm going to do is finish up this, and then we'll finish up stream. How are you guys doing? What are you working on? I noticed Chris K was in, but that was at 11. So I didn't realize, but I didn't see the chat. And I should have engaged you guys just a little bit more. Okay. It's also a really good practice in patience. Like, there are times in that game where people are baiting you to respond, and they're trying to like needle you and get a response. And like, weirdly enough, sometimes by just being like, okay, and giving them whatever they're aiming for, actually works. There are also some times where you're just going to mow through people who respond to you. It depends. It really depends on the territory you're holding. Like Europe is a very political spot to have to own and risk, because you have the worst, the least defensible borders of holdable territories. Like Asia, not going to happen. It's so indefensible that the likelihood of taking Asia in a game, I think I've had 2 games where I've taken Asia, and it was with really bad players. But generally, a good rule of thumb is just like, Asia is just not going to happen. No one, when you're at a table full of other players, you're seeing what you're doing, they're not going to let you get an 8 card or like a 10 card bonus. I can't remember. Asia gives like a huge bonus. They're not going to let you hold this territory that they can easily break. Like, there's just no way. But England is the hardest to defend position. Not England, but Europe in general is the hardest to defend on the board, because you have too many points of weakness. So the best defense in that case is politics. Like, you need to be cool with your neighbors. You have a lot of neighbors that could hit you and just take you out of the game. Whereas, like, if you're a smaller territory, you have to be a little more hostile. A smaller territory, your goal is to kind of grow and eventually attack a bigger territory. Although you kind of want to make friends with the territories you're next to until you're in a position to completely take them out. A good rule of thumb too with that game, and I'm talking about risk while working on comics, just in case you're because I just played a live game of Risk. But I'm a cartoonist and I do graphic novels on stream, and that's what I generally do. If you enjoy the Risk streams, let me know in the comments. But yeah, like, so if you're one of the smaller territories too, though, like, again, like, I don't know, it's better to kind of get the numbers to end the game. And once you're at 3, like when you're down to those final 3, your goal at that point is to get to the size where you're the size of all your opponents combined, like number wise. The second that happens, the game's pretty much over. And that's what you guys just witnessed. Like once I hit that number, I was like, okay, I can clear the board. And if they started coming at me, I would have had to be a little more aggressive. But luckily, they were so distracted fighting each other that I didn't have to worry about, like, I just sat there and accrued the number. And then, like, there were a couple little aggressive attempts, but nobody, like, seriously came at me. Like a life lesson or something. At this point, I'm not working productively either. I'm just going to knock out each background kind of separately. Because like getting all those big sections knocked out of the way for the color was really good, but right now it's like my objective is a little different. I just want to get panels done. I think it'll keep my momentum going. I want to try to be done with this page in about like 30 or 40 minutes. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I can't sing the praises of Risk enough. You really have to get into the psychology of your opponent. What do they want? What are they trying to get? Can you give it to them? And you have to negotiate too, because there's some things where you're like, no, you can't have this. Like in that game, even my homie, Green, I think, who was like right below me, that whole time really wanted Europe. But there was a point where I had to kind of step in and be like, no, dude, that's not fair. But the thing is, nobody's going to mind. Like, this is what I'm talking about with like it being a good life lesson. Like when it comes down to it and the chips are all being cashed in, somebody who's been unfairly needling you and has more power than you, you're going to be mad at. But somebody who like fairly kind of was like, hey, you're overstepping, that's too many territories. Like, come on, we're a team here. You can't go that far. Nobody's gonna like want to murder that person at the end of the game, because at the end of the day, like, we all kind of understand fairness. Like if somebody fairly retaliates or fairly, like, fairness isn't going to piss us off. It's the unfair like bully next door that's like poking that when you're finally in a position where you can make them pay for it, you really are going to want to do that. I don't know. Anyhow, so that was Risk, and that's why I've been fascinated with it. And hopefully I don't lose all my subscribers. My subscribers who come to this for like art and life stuff. But I think it relates, There's a lot you can learn from games like that. And I have no idea why I got fascinated with it. I do, actually. I know why. Gary Hodges, I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. Gary Hodges has a show that he did with Jim Lujan called Top 10, and they went over their top 10 board games. And they mentioned Risk, and I remembered that growing up, I never got to play Risk that often with people because it's just a really long game. And it also takes like 10 times as long in the real game, because there's like different dice rules, and like it just takes a long time to kind of do the math and work everything out to play the game. But it's a great game. And it was one of my favorite games. I just barely ever got to play it because it's hard to get a crew of people who are down to spend a couple hours, on a tabletop game. But once they mentioned it, I was like, I bet there's an app. So I was like, I'll download it and just play Risk once. And then I instantly was very hooked. I did terribly, but I was like, I want to do better and I want to learn this game because it's fun. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Okay. But if you want to see me do really terribly on it, like 2 streams ago, I got swept by a master player. So it's not like I'm not always on my A game like I was today. Especially considering my start, because I didn't have a strong start. I didn't have a good position. Now, if there was like a grandmaster in there, I don't know if I would have won at all. Because I've played a grandmaster once or twice, and they are so good. And it's like you blink, and before you know it, like the whole board is just dominated, and you're all dead. But I want to get there. It's kind of fun. Okay. Yeah, Thomas said the Art of War. Yeah, there's stuff from the Art of War that's applicable to the game of Risk for sure. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the one I played on my channel where I didn't do okay. I didn't do terribly. I came like in middle. But there was a move that like this guy had made early in the game, and I called it out when it happened. They were blocking somebody's troops from fortifying their border. And it was smart, short-term decision, but it was like when it came to the end of the game, the person who blocked that person was the first person that person just annihilated. Because people remember. Like if you make a dick move, people like put it in their notebook and they're like, I'll get you for that when I'm able. So you like making moves like that while they're strategically advantageous at first are just really bad. But there's another thing, which is a move a lot of people don't utilize when they first play Risk, which is I'm forgetting the specific phrasing of it. If you're familiar with the Art of War, let me know. But it basically says when you have an army kind of like surrounded, give them a golden road out. Like you never want to close in on an army where they have no way of exiting, because at that point you're going to deal with people at their worst because they have no fear, because they have no hope of escaping alive. So they're just going to fight with everything they have. But if they have this luxurious road to get out and the armies are surrounding them, you're going to win that battle. And it's something to kind of keep in mind when you play Risk too. You don't want to close, especially early in the game. Don't be the dick who closes people out of where they're trying to head. Let them head there. That's half the game. Is like don't let them take like 3 continents. But if they're trying to get to Africa or whatever, and they're the first there and they put a claim there, why lose troops when every troop matters early on? Why not just go, okay, have that, you know? Now, if you're established in there, then defend it a little bit, but don't get in a little tiff over territory early in the game, because that's not the time to do it. Because meanwhile, everybody else is growing in power, accruing troops. Oh my gosh. I am a nerd. I'm like, guys, you guys really need to learn how to play Risk. But I like it. I enjoy it. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer. It's a slow and steady thing with this coloring. I want to finish this page. I really do. I want to get there. Okay, I got to do these. Let's color fill these. Let's color fill these. Color fill the background here. I forgot I need to just do one panel at a time at this point. The reason I'm choosing to do that instead of the whole working reductively thing is reductively works really well when you have like big figures all over the place. And to me, that saves me a lot of time. But when you get to things like this where you have a lot of little objects, like a bunch of little books on a bookshelf, it is kind of quite more effective to just start, working panel by panel. So I'll kind of switch depending on what's most effective for coloring. How are your guys' projects going if you're watching? I hope you guys are having an effective time making some art. I hope you're winning your war of art. I'm still it's funny, I don't game a lot, right? But I still have a total rush from that game because it went so well. I've definitely had risk games where I thought I was reading the intention or empathizing with my opponents, and I make a call that's just like the death call. But that one, I feel like I was on point. I was kind of reading the room right. I was reading the group, and it was kind of scary at some points because it's like I would almost like be like, "This is what I want to happen," and then it would happen, and that doesn't always work that way. But I like. I just have to admit, I got a kick out of that. That was amazing. All right, little game, but it gave me a thrill. Okay, so we're getting all of these little picture frames done. I am pretty happy with how this page is coming out. It is funny though. It's like I don't. Part of why I might like Risk too is like making comics is not unlike Risk. Where it's like you have to kind of approach it very slowly and methodically and tactically, and you have to kind of map out where you need to go. You have to be flexible and willing to adjust as things shift because it's a shifting landscape and things come up. But you have to maintain your objective and make sure that hopefully you're gaining ground. Every step of the way. You don't want to be losing ground in your battle with art. I don't know. I think there is a similarity there. Maybe I'm stretching to find an analogy a little too much. Here's the thing. I know there's a page where I colored the room, and I need to go back to that older page because I have no idea what that like fireplace or whatever is supposed to be colored. Because it's been, I think that was like almost like 30 or 40 pages ago. So I'm going to pull open that older one. They get to Casa Guide. It's much later. Okay. It's when they visited. There's got to be a scene. I think it's after the seance. I know I've colored this before. So I think it's before the seance. Maybe in the 30s. It is in the 30s. Okay. We're going to pull open an older page from this room so that we're being kind of consistent. Because I don't want to like have, it's not perfectly consistent, but I don't want it noticeably not consistent with the previous pages. Okay. I think it's back when she was pregnant. So we're talking page 29, maybe? Yep, 29. Yay. Okay. There's our same environment. So now I can pull that, kind of keep that in mind. Okay, and then what did we do for... Okay, so the bottom half of the wall is this peach or cream or whatever. The interior of the fireplace is white. Okay, good to know. And at this point, because it's kind of late, I think I will get through one background and then play a trailer, get through one background, play a trailer, just so I'm like getting up and stretching enough to like not burn out. And then, okay, this is going to be that cream again. We're so close to done with this this page, or not this page, but this panel. And again, like I feel like comics are like Risk because it's like you think about it, you're like kind of attacking one panel at a time. You need to get a panel done to get a card. You know, I don't know. But it might also be because I'm probably pretty autistic, and there's something about the numbers and the strategy and stuff like that that really communicate to me about the game. So that can be part of it too. All right. And I am guessing, I think our viewers are slightly dropping off because I'm guessing people are probably going to bed, which is reasonable. What am I doing up at this ungodly hour? Okay. You guys, we have 3 panels left to go. I'm going to fill what I haven't colored yet in magenta, and then I'm going to play one more trailer. And then we're going to knock out panel 3. And just so you guys can see too, with the shading, this looks really cool. Okay. So I'm going to play a trailer for what am I going to play a trailer for? Play the trailer for 2 Stories, the Christmas trailer, and yeah, and then I'll be right back. Okay. I need these books, and I'm wondering, this is going to be an interesting thing, but I'm wondering if I can do a cheat. This might be me being lazy. We'll find out. Because I'm pretty sure this background is almost exactly the same as the other background. I'm going to see how close they are. Doing my Chris Ware thing though, which I like to do. Oh, and I noticed a little error. That should be this magenta. Okay, I noticed a little error too, where okay, but other than the error, I tend to do this Chris Ware thing that I love, which is redrawing backgrounds over and over again, even if they're the same. But I think on this one, I might have used the exact same background and then just drawn out the parts that weren't covered. But I don't think I'm that lucky. Like, yeah. So I did do the Chris Ware thing. So future Josh is really mad at past Josh because that would have greatly expedited that process. But nope, I had to do the thing that I love doing and hate at the same time. Because my goal is like when I have these pages finished, I want people to look at it and be like, damn, he redrew everything? Why? I just like that reaction. But at this point, I'm like, why? Why didn't I just have the background on a separate layer, you know? And I can just not have to redraw the background every single panel. But that's kind of my style. I like to keep it very difficult. Okay. Even if it's from pretty much the same angle, we're just gonna slowly carve at coloring these pages. Yeah. It's been fun as my son's gotten older. Experiencing like this little human being starting to like really develop his own interests, his own personality, his own kind of like favorite things. It's been really interesting to kind of see. And it's also fun because at this age, it's like I have some really strong memories from when I was Ben's age. Like really vivid memories. There's a few memories that are in two stories that are from the age he's at, you know? And so it's like they're vivid enough, they're clear enough to where I was able to write like a book about him. And it's interesting seeing that level of like real impactful, interesting developments. And they're happening pretty quick. It's pretty magical. It's kind of like a it's like a gift to be able to kind of witness that and see it. Kind of, I think it gives me a better understanding of life, you know, and where I was at that age, you know. Because I think often when we look back at our past and stuff, we don't think of like how young we are at the time certain things happen, you know, not like traumatic things, but just, you know, and also how stuck inside our own heads we were, you know, when we were kids. It's like when you're a kid, you're really like little kids are not super strong at empathy. Like they aren't kind of thinking about circumstances outside of themselves as much. And so quite often, you know, like when as a parent, you'll kind of witness something that happens and it's like, oh, well, no one was actually at fault in this situation, you know, those kind of things where you're like, yeah, I mean, if you look at it, like really, you know, you're mad because this happened, but really you did this thing. So that's what made the person mad and then made this thing happen. So really you guys kind of both did it to each other or whatever it is. You see that a lot. And it's interesting because it's like, I think our memory can kind of mess with us a little bit about that kind of thing, where you can start to think things were done, you know, more maliciously or, you know, like you you know, like I was a nerd growing up, so it's like I remember things from school, you know, that I remember as just being really cruel and kind of mean. But some of it, you know, with like a 3 foot view or whatever of it, not a 3 foot, I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but like with a broader view of it, some of it might really just be like not quite as like intentional because it's a bunch of kids, you know. It's like a bunch of kids who really don't know any better, kind of figuring out how to navigate social dynamics, you know. Because now at the age I'm at, like I have friends who had a variety of different like childhoods and stuff like that, and it's interesting to kind of see how those things shape us, but also watch those things shaping, you know, a little human being who happens to be like, you know, the most important one to me. But it's been a real I don't know, I feel like this year has been a real joy to kind of experience seeing that, like seeing the growth of the human being into, you know, some more sophisticated, complicated ideas, you know, that start presenting themselves. And also his interest in things is really interesting, you know, like he is like really obsessed with like science videos and like how things work and like why things are the way they are, or what would happen if the sun did this, or what would happen if, you know, it's interesting to see his mind just like really eager to kind of know the world around him and like how things are working and stuff. It's really fascinating. It's been fun to see. There's that. That's been an interesting, not that it's like entirely new. Like I think a lot of that's like the process of parenting, but it's just been like very noticeably on kind of overdrive lately, like in a good way. There's just like this curiosity and desire to learn. Um, Much more kind of like learning social dynamics with his peers and classmates and stuff like that. So, some of which are like hard lessons, you know, that we all kind of have to go through as kids. Um, I don't know. It's just interesting. It's really fascinating, but also very meaningful. Like to be able to be a part of it, or like be a comfort during, you know, those times. It's kind of nice. So that's my cheesy dad spiel. You guys, I'm a really sweet guy. I'm not a person who takes over the entire map strategically. Um, oh man, that game was fun. Okay, we're gonna continue. I'm gonna stop geeking out about that. I hope you guys don't get bored with the Risk content because it is an interest of mine. Um, and if you're watching this after the fact and you're like, dude, I cannot watch another game of this nonsense, let me know. Let me know. Okay, we are getting closer to closing this out. We just have to figure out like what is that table? Like I don't remember. Okay, so that table was kind of like the top stuff on it. Whatever's on top is going to be this like white. Good. Well, more like this cream. Maybe I aired. Maybe it's not cream. We'll find out. No, it's cream. Okay, and then the mid section is going to be this red, and then the top section is going to be this brown. I do think being consistent with your flats is really important for sequential storytelling. I remember a long time ago somebody talking about why Charlie Brown was so effective as a character, and explaining like a lot of the appeal of Peanuts is like, you know, the characters the second you see them. You know, Charlie Brown has like his squiggly shirt. He has like his little squiggle hair. Pigpen, all of these different people because they're very recognizable and they're consistent. And the consistency makes it like super easy to read and really quick to read. And I always think of that, like, even when it comes to color, where, you don't want to be boring with your color or whatever, but consistency in whatever way you're approaching your color is really going to go a long way to making sure there's clarity in your storytelling. And as a comic artist, I think your first and foremost concern before it comes to art or anything is clarity. Like, you need things to be clear. You can try really cool stuff and push the boundaries really far, but at the end of the day, you want people reading these things. And if they can't understand what's going on, even if it's the most beautiful mess in the world, it's going to be a hard comic. I don't know if that's a successful comic, like a comic that's unreadable. You want to give people clarity first and foremost, and then after that, like, you have a clarity of your message and your story. After that, get into the artsy stuff. But if you're like looking at something and you're like, this looks cool, but it's really hard to read, then maybe you need to take a second stab at it. But I'm weird because I've heard that of Chris Ware, where a lot of people will complain that his stuff is like hard to read. And I have no difficulty reading his stuff at all. I feel like it's clear as day, and it kind of boggles my mind why it isn't hard to read. But some people might argue that Ware is making that same flaw, where his stories are not clear. To me, they're clear as day, but I do know some people have trouble reading his work. So, like, they'll get a headache, like, kind of trying to figure it out and piece it together. Whereas for me, it's like I read it and it just makes sense. Like, it's easy to follow. They're heavy. It's definitely an active reading experience, but I rarely have a time where I'm reading his books and I'm not really understanding what's going on. Strangely, even if it's like a panel sequence where I end up rotating the page like 180 degrees because it's so weirdly designed, I still, like, throughout that process, kind of amazed that there's not a point where I don't know what's going on. Okay. So we have our objects that are on this thing. We're going to get those out of the way. Let's do that. We're getting really close, guys. I just have to keep my patience, and I have to remember my breaks, because at this point, when it's late in the night like this, I don't want to burn out. But I do need to finish coloring this page, like, tonight. Like, it has to happen. Okay. Got these. We've got like a few other little inside colors that I can import from the thing next to it. Although I want to see what the circular thing is, if I have it. Here it is. That's like this light color. See that? And I'm going to pull as many colors as I can from the previous panel, so it's like consistent. And then from the page 29, I'm going to pull whatever colors I am not able to kind of figure out on this end. It is slightly easier to color fill these pages than it is like even Jacob's apartment, where the tones and the colors would change quite a bit, and you have the light source and stuff like that, because there's one single shading layer above it, and then there's just flat color underneath. So I don't need to worry about rendering, because my rendering's done. I just need pretty solid, easy to read flat color tones. And the style of this book isn't going to be like wildly complicated colors. It's more just like tone colors. Like, I want it to have like a Victorian illustration kind of vibe to it. And then Dee Dee said, "You still at it, Josh?" Yes. And I, before doing this, just had probably one of my best games of Risk on stream, where I swept the floor with 2 master players, and that was pretty fun. If you're bored and you want to watch a weird, like probably my best Risk game yet, check that one out. It may not be my best game, but it was definitely up there. How are you doing, Dee Dee? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so my goal, it's almost like not even a goal. It's like something I have to do. I need to finish this page tonight to be on point. So Dee Dee, to answer your question, do I want to be up right now? Probably not. Do I need to get this page finished? 100%. Dee Dee said, getting my first, things are good, getting her first cup of coffee. It's 4 a.m. Wow. Are you just somebody like, Dee Dee, do you just wake up like super early, or are you like closing out like a really long night? Okay, guys. As I said, at this point in the night, just so that I don't burn out, I'm going to get up and stretch, and I'm going to play a trailer, and then I will be right back to finish out. So I'm going to take a break every panel that I finish, just to kind of keep my mind engaged and make sure that I get this done and I don't cut corners or anything like that, or burn out. So I'm going to play the trailer. I've played this before, but I've played all these before, but I still absolutely love Jim's trailer. It's probably my favorite trailer of all time. So I'm going to play that, the Wordzoid trailer, and then I will be right back, guys. And we're going to finish this page together. We're going to work on art together positively. And it is looking like I'll hit my point, because my goal is like, I can't be at this an hour from now. Like an hour from now, I need to be done. Okay.
Well, Peter, since I'm such a big music fan, I'm gonna have to go with Karen Carpenter. Oh, Stu, I'm sorry. That's the incorrect answer. Trish, what you got for us?
I'm gonna go with Kim Gordon.
All right, let's check that answer. Kim Gordon. Do we have a Kim Gordon? Yes, and that means you're our new Wordzoid champion, Trish. Dale, tell Trish what she's won. Trish, you've won a copy of 2 stories, a memoir of faith and mental illness. Handwritten, hand-drawn, and handed to you by artist and writer Joshua Kemble. But wait, that's not all. You've also won a copy of Jacob's Apartment, the story of a doomed romance. What happens when you take eternal sunshine out of the spotless mind and put it in a blender with Ghost World? You get Jacob's Apartment, written and illustrated by Joshua Kemble. Trish, thank you for playing Wordzoid.
All right, great job, Trish.
I was told I was gonna get a lifetime supply of paper towels.
Okay, luckily I don't have any books that I have to do. So this should go quick. And these ones I might batch just to kind of get this done, because I am feeling it, you guys. I am not superhuman. And I do have work in the morning. So expediency and efficiency and focus right now are kind of key. I've gotten myself some water, and I am still hyped from that game. So I think that the Risk thing is something I will continue, because I think it gives me energy and it engages my brain, my tactical brain. So that when I reapproach my art, I'm thinking like tactics. I'm thinking like, what's most efficient? What is going to get this done well and done once? I don't want to be making like 1 a.m. errors as I do this. But I also, to hit my deadline, this page has to be colored today. Or, yeah. Okay, we're going to do the other frame. My Star Wars logo on my beanie is rotating all over the place. There's still that corner that I forgot, so I'll take care of that after. And when you're working on art, like Dee Dee knows this, but like I think especially newer artists, always be zooming in and zooming out. Try not to zoom in so much. And this is also if you're working on like physical pieces, like get up close to your piece, step across the room and look at it. You always want to kind of be thinking about the big picture and the small picture at the same time. Don't get lost in the weeds, because if you start kind of focusing, like let's say you're drawing a forest, right? And it is like the literal missing the forest for the trees. And I've definitely had times like this. I'm sure we all have. But I've definitely had times where I'm drawing a forest and I'm drawing every single tree in the forest. And it looks great. It looks amazing. And then I zoom out, like step across the room, look at what I drew, and it's completely unintelligible because I got so into the forest or the trees that I missed the forest. So you don't want to lose the forest for the trees or the trees for the forest. Why you zoom in, zoom out. Dee was saying I flip it upside down. That is a really good method. Flipping upside down is great, especially when you're drawing a portrait. Like, if you're drawing a portrait, something looks kind of weird. The second you flip it upside down, you're like, oh, like the eyes are off. I didn't draw my through line, or like whatever it is will become clear as day upside down. That is a great method, Dee. That is a professional method. That's a seasoned artist right there. Flip it upside down, see what it looks like upside down. Oh, okay. I did make a mistake there. I did the wrong color. Okay. I was missing the forest for the trees there. Okay, so we need to do that box is this color. Also, if you guys notice on this page, there's some impossible things happening with the room that I don't mind because it's staging. So I kind of intentionally did it. But Elizabeth's chair has moved. It has moved. It has magically moved forward. I am hoping that I did it skillfully enough to where it works. But yes, her chair has, between panels, scooted very close to the door, magically. And that was a conscious decision. And hopefully I did it artfully enough to where you won't notice. But I know, like, frequent guest on the Artcasters, David Chelsea, will notice. He would notice and tease me to no avail about that. But even David will be the first to say, like, while perspective's good, like at the end of the day, your aim is storytelling. But yes, that would be a. Oh, look at that sloppy selection there. That's also one of the benefits of flatting is, and taking it kind of piece at a time, is like you start noticing these little chunks that went unflatted, and you also start being more forgiving of like those old school comics where they clearly like not color fill an area. The second you do it, you're like, oh, that's how that happens. Because if you're on deadline, having to knock out like 24 of these in like a like a shop that's like treating your art like nothing, like of course they got a little sloppy with their selections. Are you kidding me? They had to turn out like a bunch of these, like a lot of the old school colorists of comics, man. They were just plugging out color, and they're having to like hand cut. Yeah, I don't know. hats off to the old school, because that was hard labor back then. All right. I know my lamp needs to be. Oh, I need to fix this this chair. Dee Dee said, "Is he putting her skeleton back in the closet?" He is. So he has proudly, like, in this sequence. They've just gotten back from kind of soiree, like a little party with all the big wigs of poetry, and Home was there, the seance guy, and then it's cut from that scene to this kind of fun scene where Elizabeth is working on her writing, and Skeleton. I'll show you the page before it, Dee Dee, because I know you've been kind of following the story, and I haven't been streaming, so you've missed a lot of the pages that I've done off stream. So I'll go ahead and give you a sneak peek of this one. Hang on. So page 66, I think this is a hilarious page. So Elizabeth's writing, she's like up top writing, and then Skeleton just spookily appears behind her. And then you see Robert pushing the skeleton, and she's like, "What is that?" And he's like, "A skeleton." And then she's like, "But what is it doing in our sitting room?" And he's like, "It's for my sketching and sculpting. I plan to make a full study of the human anatomy." She's like, "Surely you don't mean to keep it here. Where else would I keep it? Why this preoccupation with painting and sculpting? Didn't you intend to write another poetic monologue?" And then he kind of sulkingly is pushing his skeleton away, kind of like, "Fine, I'll have my skeleton for myself." And he's saying, "Nothing comes to me at the moment. Can't seem to put pen to paper." Now, this is leading up to one of the funniest sequences in the entire book that I'm really, I think when I got to this point in the script, the next page after this might have been what sold me on telling my sister we need to pitch this, because I loved it so much. And just the way it kind of established the relationship and the kind of playfulness between Elizabeth and Robert. Like, it's not all intense, like, secret love affairs, but they're also a couple that, like, flirts and goofs off. And it's a really good scene to kind of show that's coming up. And it's a really kind of, I think, a magical moment in the story. Definitely a memorable one. So I'm very excited about the next page. The next page sequentially is going to be insane, because Robert will literally be dancing with the skeleton. Like, he's feigning right now. He's kind of pretending that he's taking the skeleton away, and then he's going to dance throughout the entire living room, like ballroom dance with the skeleton, which means I have to draw Robert like 5 or 6 times, actually a little more than that, on one panel, just to show all his movements of dancing. But it'll be fun and worth it. I'll just have to put a little extra effort in that page. I thought I was getting rid of that bad selection, but instead I think I erred and okay, let's redo. Okay, and then I need to I just hit the wrong button. Okay. I need to just clean up my selection here around this. I'm going to have to get in there. Okay. So I have to remember under that table. Oh, and here's another sloppy selection. Wow. I am just not on point today, guys. Okay. I still didn't color fill that table, and I missed this. So there is a little bit of like sleep mistakes I'm making here, which I'm hoping I don't continue. So let's correct a few of these. This is really easy to correct. Get rid of that. This little spot will correct. Kind of fixing some of my little mistakes. And then we need to, I didn't color fill the end table there, which should be this brown. Is it still that brown on this one? Because I want it more consistent with this one than the other. Okay. Okay. 67. Got that end table taken care of. That's good. Now I want to clean up my selection area here. So I'm going to actually just go ahead and color fill this a different color again. Okay. And we'll just redo that a little bit. Why didn't we color fill in this spot? That's weird. What is going on with that? Is that color on my line layer? Like what is, oh, it's because it's outside of the selection. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm on my line layer again. I'm making some sleepy mistakes, you guys. So it's good I'm almost done with this page because Dee Dee said she's jealous of Skelly. 100%. And I think she has guests coming over. So there's a little bit of that too. Like there's a little bit of tension where she's like, I don't want a skeleton in the house. Like, you know, when we're about to have like dinner guests kind of thing. And Robert is kind of like a strange, you know, interesting artistic guy. And I mentioned this on stream before, but like one of the things I think is cool is being married to an artist. Like my wife, the second I said like I need photo references, and so I'm gonna buy like a full size human skeleton to like replica, you know, like one of the ones on Amazon or whatever, to like draw from. And she's like, oh, you don't need to. Like my sister has one, you know, that she bought when she worked at an art store, and so she got this full size skeleton on discount. Her sister who lives with us. And it was like discounted because some of the parts of the skeleton were like missing screws and stuff like that. So anyhow, so then we go and we like are piecing and duct taping the skeleton together. And like I was just thinking, it's so funny. I posted a picture to Instagram too of it, like where we're setting up the skeleton and it kind of looks like we're trying to like hide a body or something. But I was like, only the art life would this be normal. You know, like I tell that to an artist and they're just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, you need to draw a skeleton. Why wouldn't you have a skeleton? Also, it's helpful for like learning anatomy. So of course you have a skeleton. But like to the average person, you know, other than a Halloween prop, that's an awfully strange thing. But I kind of love that. I love that this is where artists are different than your average people. And I think to be an artist, you need to be a little different. And that's not bad. You know, I think it's kind of cool that we have like this tribe of people that that would get that would understand that and not think that was weird. It's the art tribe, you know? We need a gang sign. We need to think of a gang hand sign. Dee Dee, I was talking about that on, I think, the last stream I did. I've been doing a ton of streams lately because I enjoy them. And yeah, that's something I was discussing, was like our need for a quickly identifiable gang sign. That wouldn't actually be a real gang sign because we don't want to get in fights with rival gangs. Okay. Anyhow, Dee Dee, I hope you're having a good morning. We're very close to done here. For a very long day where I've been doing a lot of streaming. And my favorite game that I've played of Risk, and I was so glad that that I was streaming when I did it. Because the last game I did of Risk on stream, I did not do bad, but I didn't do well. I wasn't at my A game. So I felt like I reclaimed on both Gary Hodges' stream and on my own stream. I feel like I reclaimed my dignity on on Risk. Okay, so we have maybe like 2 or 3 things to finish flatting, and then we're going to call it a night. I should say call it a morning. I hope you guys have a really wonderful Monday, and that your art and your projects and your personal projects like that, you make a lot of headway on your goals. And I hope that maybe through this stream, I kept you company while you were doing art or something like that, or maybe you learned a thing or two about Risk watching me sweep the floor with 2 master players, which was really cool and made me look way better and cooler at Risk than I am. And maybe learn something about strategy. I have picked up a few things as I've played that game that are strategic, or maybe learned something about comics. I don't know. But I appreciate it, or maybe you just had fun. Either way, I appreciate everybody who stopped in the chats. I know that a lot of them are probably like sane individuals actually sleeping right now. But I really appreciate you guys, and I'm really glad to be back to streaming and back with the community and providing content for you guys. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications when I'm about to go live. And make sure you picked up my comics, Jacob's Apartment and 2 Stories. They are available at online bookstores, and Jacob's Apartment is available to order at any bookstore pretty much through Diamond. And you can also do me a favor, do me a solid. If you already have the books, ask your local library to order those books, because libraries are the future for graphic novels. Libraries are one of the primary reasons why graphic novels are in bookstores, and libraries will continue to be one of the most important resources for us as cartoonists. And I love the idea of my book in libraries, because then somebody who doesn't have the income or the well-being, or the blessings that we all have, will be able to get a hold of my book, which I think is really cool. So I say go out there, ask your local library if you haven't, to order Jacob's. If you're not at the library, I'm not asking that you're going to drive over there, but if you're ever at the library or you're able to, that would be a cool thing to do. So that's going to do it for my stream. I really appreciate all you guys, and I am going to call it done. I will probably send this to my publisher maybe tomorrow after work, as well as print it out and post a single panel from it on Instagram. All of that I will do tomorrow, but for now, I need to sleep. It has been a long day of a lot of work, and it's been well worth it. So I will see you guys on the next stream, and thanks for hanging out, and I appreciate you guys very much. All right, have a good night.